Here is a photograph of both batches of cookies that I made, one with baking powder and one with baking soda.
The cookies were definitely different heights. The baking powder cookies were taller and rose more than the baking soda cookies. And the rest of the outside external visual stuff was pretty much the same for the most part. Also, you cannot expect me to make 2 batches of cookies and not eat them. That's just impossible. So I ate a lot of cookies when I was doing this project, and I did notice some differences in texture of these cookies. Tastes were exactly the same, but texture was a whole other different thing. So the baking powder cookies, they were a lot harder, a lot firmer. I had to bite down with more force in order to break the cookie into chewable pieces. And I thought that they were a lot more dense than the baking soda cookies. Now, the baking soda cookies I feel like were definitely softer to bite into. And they had a fluffier texture on the inside. They had a fluffier, lighter, to me, more desirable texture on the inside than the baking powder cookies did. There were differences in between the two cookies because the baking powder, even though it does have baking soda in it, it also has acid that helps the process of rising happen, which is why the baking powder cookies were in fact taller than the cookies that had the baking soda in them. Both baking soda and baking powder are categorized as leavening agents since they help the whatever it is you're baking levitate and rise and get bigger. The sugar acts as the carbohydrates for the cookie. The eggs act as the protein for the cookie. The butter acts as the lipids for the cookie. Butter, for the most part, is a saturated fat. Salt is added to the cookie to balance out the sweetness with the other flavors that are supposed to happen in the cookie, and it also has some interactions with the proteins in the cookie, which causes it to be stronger and have a chewier consistency.